I mean, my Lord, with the greatest respect, I mean, we are human. I mean, maybe they're superhumans, you know. But
today we were expecting to have the pre-trial or the case management where lawyers from both sides come together with the judge to actually look at the whole case and the jurisdiction of the kind of questions and everything that will be discussing concerning it, the brief of it, and an understanding or a consensus on how things will be running. That was expected to happen today. It seems as if Chachu Chikata had a lot of hurdles to cross as he went through the proceedings.
Because it's case management, you have to be fully informed of the orders.
My Lord, with respect, it is case management, and I believe we have an input that we can also make as parties, because we had, for instance, witness statements. Is it by tomorrow? I mean, my Lord, with the greatest respect, I mean, we are human. I mean, maybe they're superhumans, you know, but we have filed this morning, as of this morning, we have filed an application for review of a ruling that you delivered yesterday. There are consequences to that. We also have outstanding requests to admit facts, which are due within 3 days from when they were served on the other party. There are a number of outstanding issues which have not been discussed.
Mr. Chikata, there's no outstanding issue. The application for review of our ruling yesterday does not operate as a stay of execution.
Well, with respect,
we are operating on strict timelines under CI 99.
So this CI 99 thing has become a whole thing. I won't go deep into it, but CI 99 is just what they are following. That's the rules and the laws they are following for this court hearing processing, and that means they have only 42 days for the whole process, and this is the 22nd day. That means 20 days more, officially 22nd day. But if you already know, yesterday 12 interrogatories were cancelled or were dismissed by the Supreme Court judges from Chachu Chikata's side. That is John Maham's legal team brought that, and then it was rejected. It was rejected because these questions could lure in to bring in other issues that were not really related to what they had brought as a petition.
Interrogatories, in our respectful submission, will achieve the objective of narrowing down the issues before this court.
Now, my lords, we would also realize that the questions posed seek to introduce through the back door new facts which are not anywhere in the petition before this court.
A proposed interrogatory which does not relate to a matter mentioned in paragraph A of sub-rule 1 shall be disallowed.
I'm aware also of the fact that it is a matter which parties may make representations about. That is a matter of whether it is conducted through witness statements or through oral testimony. I mean, that is also a matter to be considered on the basis of representations made. But, I mean, your lordships have made the orders already, and we will be served with them, and I believe we will advise ourselves. But I do feel obliged to indicate that the timeline that is provided for us to have witness statements, you know, does not seem to be justified.
But Mr. Chikata, you know about CI 99 and its schedule.
So that is what we looked at today. However, something interesting happened, so I just want you to watch this and then I get back.
Mr. Chikata, excuse me. Mr. Yene, please, please resume your seat, sir. Please, you are a senior member of the court. When the bench engages counsel, you don't sit down and make gestures as if you are part of the legal team. I've been watching you. Please, this is not fair. You see, the other time we heard you clear when an objection was taken, when the representations were announced. I even asked Mr. Chikata whether they were limiting themselves to the only two counsel Mr. Dikata, I think you remember the very day. And you said you were with only Mr. Luther. And you were recorded as such. But Mr. Ayine, please, out of respect for you, please don't do that again.
So Honorable Ayine was spoken a bit harshly to at the court because of his reaction, but then it was because he felt that there was an explanation to this and they could even, you know, object to what the judges were saying. So let's watch his explanation for that.
We thought that we should be in a position, okay, to plan together with the other parties on how many witnesses we are going to call. So it was not the case that we are not prepared with our witnesses. It is just the case that we are met with a situation where we are being given one day to prepare our witnesses and then make sure that we file the witness statements, you know, by noon of tomorrow. So it is not about, it is about the tide that are being given by, and I think that the court is being very unfortunate. When you have indicated that pursuant to CI 99, there are 5 days for case management, and all of a sudden the case management is reduced to 1 day by the court arbitrarily without any consultation with the parties, all right, then that is our lead counsel Tachuchi Kata made it very clear. They are seeking to sacrifice justice on the altar of a so-called speedy trial. Okay, that is not fair. The fact that we spent 8 months, right, dealing with the first presidential petition does not mean that now everything we do must be geared towards, attaining a speedy trial at the expense of fairness. Okay, and I think that is a very worrying development.
But your opponents also say that justice delayed is justice denied. Speed.
The court itself has indicated that we have 42 days to complete this trial. It means that in the wisdom of the drafters of the rules, that is the Rules of Court Committee, 42 days are sufficient for purposes of conducting a trial in relation to a presidential election petition. Okay, you cannot now begin to truncate and deny the parties the right to be able to, for instance, file preliminary, applications that are mandated and allowed by law just because you want a speedy trial. Okay, and I mean, to be honest with you, I was shocked at what was happening, and you all realize that the Chief Justice singled me out, that my body language was inappropriate. But that is because I was very shocked, because after 25 years of law practice, I have never seen this happen, that a court will arbitrarily announce the timelines for the parties without consultation. I had occasion to ask Mr. Akoto Ampao why he did not object to the tight deadlines. Okay, and sitting down there, you know, it reminded me of an inscription that was on the desk of my secondary school rector in Notre Dame Secondary School. It said, "Don't confuse me with the facts, my mind is made up." Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
So basically this is it. This is how the whole thing has ended up so far. Let's keep praying. Let's have an open mind. Do not involve yourself in partisan politics, talking too much, defending your party and all that. Just be quiet in these kind of seasons and be praying for the nation. It's very tempting to get into a whole argument about you people sent it to court and now you're suffering and the court is not really helping us with the justice team and all that. There's a whole lot that you can say, but just be praying for the nation, that everything goes smoothly, that justice be seen through it all.